Solve the following pair of simultaneous equations using substitution. For equation 1 we have 2x plus y equals 3, and for equation 2 we have x plus 4y equals negative 2. So the first thing we need to do if we're going to use the method of substitution is get one variable to be the subject in one of the equations. So I'm going to do this to equation 1, so I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides of that equation, and that will give me y is equal to negative 2x plus 3. And we can call that equation 3 for when we're referring to it later. So what we're going to do now is we're going to substitute equation 3 into the equation 2. So to do that we're going to use the scaffold or the backbone of equation 2. So we're going to have x plus 4 times y, but we're going to replace y with this expression here. So we're going to put negative 2x plus 3 in there, and then we know that all of that will be equal to negative 2. So if we expand this bracket and simplify, we're going to have x minus 8x plus 12 is equal to negative 2. And then what we need to do is we need to get all the x terms on one side and all of the other terms on the other side. So we're going to subtract 12 from both sides of the equation, and that will leave us with x minus 8x is negative 7x is equal to minus 14. Then we're going to divide both sides of the equation by negative 7 to get x by itself, and that will give us x is equal to positive 2. From there we're going to substitute x equals positive 2 into either of the equations. So we want to select whichever one's going to be easiest for us. So I'm going to select equation 3 because it's already in the form y equals. So that means we'll have y is equal to negative 2 times x, but x is 2, so we substitute that in there, plus 3. Therefore, y is equal to negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, plus 3 gives negative 1. So overall, the solution as a set of coordinates to this set of simultaneous equations is x is 2, y is negative 1. Next, we're going to solve the same pair of simultaneous equations using elimination. So this time we're going to leave the equations in the form they're already in, because the x and the y are both on the same side and the constant terms both on the same side. So it means it's going to be really easy when we add or subtract equations from each other. So to get rid of the x, we can see that equation 1 has 2x and equation 2 just has 1x. So what we're going to do is we're going to take equation 1 and we're going to subtract 2 times equation 2 from it. So to do the subtraction, we're going to stack the equations on top of each other. So we'll have 2x plus y is equal to 3. Then we're going to subtract 2 times the second equation, and that will be x plus 4y is equal to negative 2. So now all we need to do is we need to add or subtract the like terms. So we have 2x subtract 2x, which will give us 0x. Then we'll have y subtract 8y, so that will give us minus 7y. And that will be equal to 3 subtract 2 times negative 2, which will be adding on 4, so that will equal 7. So as this is 0 times x, that's just 0. And we can see that our overall equation is going to be minus 7y is equal to 7. So to get y by itself, we're going to divide both sides of the equation by negative 7, and that will give us y is equal to negative 1. Next, we need to eliminate y so we can find the value of x. So here we have 1y, here we have 4y. So to get rid of y, we can take equation 2, and we can subtract 4 times equation 1 from it. So once again, we're going to stack up our equations. So we start with equation 2, which is x plus 4y is equal to negative 2. Then we subtract off 4 times equation 1, where equation 1 is 2x plus y is equal to 3. So here we're going to have x subtract 4 times 2x, which is going to give x subtract 8x, which will be negative 7x. Then we're going to have 4y subtract 4y, which will give plus 0y. And all of that is going to equal negative 2 subtract 4 times 3, which will be negative 14. So 0 times y is just 0, so it cancels. And we can see that our equation is negative 7x is equal to negative 14. To get x by itself, we're going to divide both sides by negative 7, and that will give x is equal to positive 2. which means that the solution to this set of simultaneous equations as a coordinate is x is 2, y is -1.